one go, then you can start running towards the end. Alright? There will be another scanner at the end that will detect your time. Key thing, once you finish your run, do not come back where you came from. If you cross that beam again, it will screw up your score. So do not come back. You need to exit at the far end. There's an exit way there. Do not come back, or I promise your score will be screwed up, and then you'll come looking for me. And then I have to hide somewhere. Right? So do not cross back or we will screw up your time. You only have one attempt there. Right? There's hardly any rules with how you want to run. If you want to hop, skip, jump, whatever, cartwheel, totally up to you. But that's test one right there. Any questions on test one? Or not test one, sorry, for the 40-yard dash. Athletes, any questions? Clear? Alright. Okay. My second, probably easiest I would go with is vertical. The vertical jump test. Alright, so the vertical jump test, you will have 3 attempts. You need to place your hands on your waist the whole time. You cannot swing your arms. It will be a no rep. You have to keep your arms to your waist the whole time. Then when you dip, you can squat all the way down before you jump if you want. So you can squat all the way down and jump up if you want. That's allowed. Alright? If you only want to do a half squat, that's allowed too. It's up to you how you want to jump. What you cannot do is stuck jump. You cannot kick up your knees at the height of your jump. That's not allowed. That will be a no rep. Alright? You can only bend your knees when you're about to land. Like that. Alright? But nothing too excessive. So we're really going to be watching your knees. If you're kicking it up too much, then it will be a no rep. Alright? And hands must stay on the waist the whole time. But the vertical test is over here. You have 3 attempts. Make sure to clarify with the judge if it's ready, because they have to set up the sensor. We're using Hawkins force plates. I think it's some crazy invention by NASA. I don't know who invented it, but they sense the power that you put onto the floor. So they'll measure based on the power you put on the floor and the time you land, the distance of or the height of your jump. Okay. Any questions on the vertical? Anybody? No? All right. We're going too fast. Okay, no questions. Okay, what's next? Next easiest, I would say, maybe is the reactive wall. So the reactive wall, we have what we call blaze pods. Blaze pods are these 6 pods that light up in different colors. And your goal, your objective is to tap out the color blue. So if you see blue, hit it. All right? Try to hit it just right. Don't punch a hole through the wall. All right? Because I see some of the athletes just trying to knock the thing down. You don't need to do that. Even if you just lightly tap it, it will feel it and it will sense and it will switch colors. If you are colorblind, you have to let the judge know right away, because obviously you can't tell the difference of the colors. So tell the judge right away. We have a setup that will change for colorblind athletes. All right, so let the judge know right away at that station if you're colorblind. But the goal will be to tap out as many of the blue colors as fast as possible. Now, in that reactive wall test, 3 strikes and you're out. So you are not only going fast, you also have to hit correctly. If you hit the wrong color, it counts as a strike. If you get 3, your score is 0. 0, completely 0. You're only allowed 2 mistakes. 2 mistakes, then you will still get a score. If you get 3, I'm sorry, that's it. You get 0 for that test. So you have to be smart. If you already have 2 errors, you can't make another mistake. Okay? So you have to move fast. All right? And the lights are random. So nobody can tell. You can't just hang out there and watch and find out which color is going to turn blue, because it's random. All right? And everything is based on an app. So whatever score the app says is what we're going to follow. All right? Any questions on the reactive wall? Clear? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, may deduction ba ang mistakes?
No, there are no deductions. Good question. So if you screw up 2 times, is there a penalty? No, there's no penalty. So you can make good use of those 2 errors if you want. But obviously, if you screw up, it doesn't count as a rep. So it doesn't count as a, that's the downside. But yeah, it doesn't count towards a penalty or anything like that. Good question. Any other questions on the reactive wall? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, the judge will tell you, you have 1 strike, 2 strike, yeah. So, usually the athlete will also know. If you're supposed to hit blue but you accidentally hit red, you will also know. Alright? And I think also in the rush of doing the workout, even if the judge tells you how many strikes you have, you might not even hear it. So be aware yourself as well. Okay? So the judge you may not hear the judge tell you how many strikes, but you yourself should be aware as an athlete how many mistakes you've made. Okay? Any other questions on reactive wall? Clear? Alright, awesome. Okay, next, let's talk about my next go-to would probably be the agility. The agility drill is the same blaze pods, except now it's on the floor. Alright, so it's on the floor, and you start in the middle, and you're going to tap out the blue light again. All the pods are not going to color up. It's just 1 pod on the perimeter. So you will move to the side, tap it with your foot, come back in the center, tap the center again. Okay? So every time you hit a blue mark or a blue light, you have to come back to the center, tap the center. Alright? And only the foot is allowed. So you can't use your hands to tap. Alright? Any questions on the agility start or agility drill? Pretty simple. It's very straightforward. And again, it's also based on the app. So the score will be whatever we got from the app. Alright, what would be my next go-to? I would probably go next with bench press, the strength test. The strength test is a 3-rep max of bench press. Alright, now we're going to go into more detailed standards here because there's more things in play with the bench press. There's a warm-up area on the far end. You guys can warm up as long as you want and do however many attempts at the warm-up station. When you get to the middle portion where there are squat stands, you will only have 2 attempts for the bench press. Alright? You need to get your 3-rep max. Find your 3-rep max, which is the heaviest weight you can lift for 3 reps. Alright? What will count as a rep? Your shoulders, your butt have to be on the bench. Your feet have to be on the floor. It doesn't have to be flat. You can go tiptoes, but the foot must have contact with the floor throughout the whole rep. Okay? There's really no commands. The judge is not going to tell you to press. You don't have to hold the bar on the chest. Once it makes contact, you can press out already. At the top, we're looking for arms extended and locked out. Okay? So you must lock out your arms at the top. There are spotters available. You don't have to load the bar. You just tell the spotters how many kilos you want. They will place it for you. Alright, so you can stay as rested as possible. And then, when you're ready to attempt, you can go to the stations. Alright? And then, the spotters will also help unwrap the barbell. So they'll help you unwrap, and they will also help you rewrap. If at any point you're struggling with the bar, and it starts to go down, the spotters already instructed to pull the bar away from you. That ends your attempt. Okay? And so at any point, if you see the bar coming down, they will grab it from you. And that will be it. Okay? I think you have 2 attempts there. Any questions on the bench press?
Just to clarify, okay, just to clarify, the position when we're doing the bench press, we shouldn't lift our butt.
No, your butt has to stay
flat, like on.
Your upper back, you can be arched.
Yeah, arched.
But your butt has to be on the bench. Your shoulders have to be on the bench.
Okay. And the next question is if there's a time limit, no, right?
There's no time limit on each attempt. So you can take like a full minute if you want, whatever. But your 2 attempts must be done within two minutes of each other.
Okay.
So you can't do your first attempt, go do the 40-yard dash, Come back 10 minutes later to do your bench. You have to finish all your bench attempts at the same time. So once you enter to try the bench, you're there. So you can't go away, walk away. If you do, we will consider you done. Because you walked away, we think that, I'm good with, happy with my first attempt. That's it.
Alright.
So don't walk away if you finish your first attempt.
Thank you.
Okay? You will also be allowed to deload. If your first attempt was too heavy, you failed, you can remove and lessen the weight. Okay, so that's allowed. You will not be allowed to use wrist straps. That's not allowed. Okay? So to be fair for everyone, it's just across the board, no wrist straps allowed. You can use as much chalk as you want. Alright? But no wrist straps. Any other questions on the bench? Yes?
Relative sa weight po ba ng nagbubuhat yung weight na ibubuhat niyo sa bench?
Sorry, say it again?
Is it relative weight?
No, it's what you declare. So it has no bearing on how much you weigh. If you want to lift 100 kilos, we will put 100 kilos. Your score will be 100 kilos. No factor to your weight, body weight, whatever. Yeah, we just don't have time to weigh everyone, and that will be too much effort. Okay, so it will be the most weight you can lift. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Can we use a belt?
No belt, no powerlifting suit, no wrist wraps, no added benefits to compress your body. One more thing, and this is one that's going to be very important. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. Let's say you do 2 good reps. You do 2 good reps. Your 3rd rep, you miss your chest. That's a no rep. But you lock it out. You can still continue. You don't have to rack it or let go of the bar. If you can do the 4th one, a good one, that will count. So if the judge says no rep, but you still want to keep going, you don't have to stop. Alright? So you do 2 good reps, you miss the 3rd, but you still have the power to do a 4th one to complete it, so don't waste your attempt. Go ahead and do that. Alright? The judges will not grab it if you're still going into attempt. Alright? So that applies also if it's the first attempt and then you miss the 2nd attempt. Clear? Alright, any questions on the bench press? Good? Alright, let's move on. Alright, let's see, what else have we not talked about? Probably my next would be the sled push. Alright, so the sled push, we've got 2 stations, and it's going to be from one end to the other, just like the 40-yard dash. We have scanners at the starting line and at the finish line. Alright? Crucial thing to keep in mind for the sled push, you cannot touch the handles with your shoulders. So some of you love to lean forward for the sled. Do not have your shoulders or your body touching the handles. It's only your hands that can touch the sled handles, okay? And the goal is to go as fast as possible from one end to the finish line. Alright? It's very straightforward. I think it's 90 pounds or, yeah, 90 pounds for the women, and then 3 plates. What is that? 90 plus 45. 135 for the men. That's the weight that's loaded onto the sleds, plus the weight of the sled. So, I think you have 1 attempt there. Make good use of that attempt. Alright? Any questions on the sled push? Straightforward? Clear? Alright. Okay, what else next? What else are we going to discuss? Let's talk about... Yeah, okay, that's my least favorite, but yeah. Let's talk about the pull-ups. So, stamina test. Crucial thing here will be to listen to the beat. You have to follow the tempo of the beat. If you fail to do that, it ends your attempt. Okay, you only have 1 attempt for the pull-up. It's a strict pull-up. You cannot cross your legs at the bottom. You cannot spread your legs. You cannot bend your knees. You cannot swing your legs. Keep your legs straight the whole time. Alright? You are not allowed to use grips, gloves, or bare complex. Not allowed. Chalk only. Alright? You cannot do a mixed grip or supinated grip, it can only be overhand grip. Only overhand. Okay? Pinaparap up na ako. Alright? So, yeah, only overhand grip is allowed. Right? If you fail to get up to the pull-up bar by the beat, that's it. That ends your attempt. All right? You have to maintain your reps with the beat. If you don't get up there by the time of the beat, that's it. All right? Any questions on the pull-ups?
Okay, every time we're gonna pull ourselves up, when we go down, do we still have to keep our hands in contact with the bar?
Yes. You have to hang the whole time.
Okay.
If you let go, it's over.
Alright.
So you have to hang the whole time.
Okay.
And then, you have to hang the whole time because it's unbroken. Alright? And you're probably, granted you're not going to get a lot of reps, but every rep is going to count. So make sure you make good use of that. You only have one attempt left. Any other questions on pull-ups? Good? Alright, I think the last one is the hardest one for me, would be the endurance. Alright, so, endurance. If you look to your right, that's the endurance station. You're going to go from the left to the right, and then back. So that's the shuttle runs, back and forth. You have to listen, again, this is a beat test. So we will play an audio track that will play a beat. You have to listen to the beat. The beat will tell you to go and come back. At each end, your foot must go beyond the floor marker. So there will be a line on the floor, your foot must go beyond that. And then you turn around to go for the next beat. Alright? You wait for the next beat before you can go. You can have one foot out, one foot behind the line. That's allowed. Alright? Each time you fail to reach it, at that level, there will be a card given to you. A yellow card for one fall. If you do 2 falls in the same level, it will be a red card. The red card ends your session. Alright? The beeps go faster as each level goes up. So it gets harder and harder and harder. I was told the highest level in the past 2 years has been level 14. I did it yesterday and I got to level 5. So, good luck with the attempts on this one. Now, one more thing about the endurance test. When you finish or when you stop because you get a red card, please go directly to the judge because we have to get your ID, your athlete ID, or else we will not be able to record your score. So please, after you finish the endurance, go straight to a judge so we can record your athlete ID. Alright? And again, you all should know your heat schedule. There's a heat schedule on the QR code. Check it. Make sure 15 minutes before your heat starts, you're already at this station. Because if you miss it, I'm sorry, that's it. We cannot squeeze you into another heat. So you cannot absolutely miss your heat schedule. Any questions on the endurance? Good? Yeah, right?
Thank you for all of the explanation. You mentioned sa stamina na your foot must cross the red line. Must it be planted or can it be in the air? Planted.
You gotta plant it. You gotta plant it. You gotta set it. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Any other questions on any of the workouts or tests? If you still have questions, you can go to uacombineph.com. We have videos that have been uploaded from months back, and they're all for viewing. The rules and standards are already stated there as well. If you still have questions, you can ask the judges at the station for anything. They will still tell you the movement standards, okay? Make sure you ask your questions before you make your attempt. Otherwise, it'll be too late, all right? So, if we're all good, everybody is set. Good luck today. Break a leg, and we'll see you in the station.